A very good evening, everyone, and welcome once again for another round of the Dynamixx Winter Series Cup. This time we are for the penultimate round at Long Beach, an exciting street circuit with lots of wall scraping. At least that's what we've seen already throughout this qualifying session. It's very hard to get a decent lap in that's both fast and without any paint on the walls, just like we've seen here on the screen right now. As of always, I am accompanied by my dear colleague Ronald. Welcome, Ronald. How are you doing?
Good evening, Jean. Good evening, everybody who is watching. And indeed, a lot of wall scraping probably during the race because it's a proper street circuit. It's really somewhere downtown, so to speak. So it's a track without any room for error. Actually, I think you have a few runoff areas, but those are very short, and you will be stopped by a wall of tires. So not a track where you want to make big mistakes or many mistakes. I don't think off tracks or maybe a few slowdowns, not sure. In some corners, I think there's one corner where you can go very much on the inside and get a slowdown, but everywhere else you will get a slowdown, but it will be a slowdown that is probably invoked by a wall. So yeah, definitely a track where you need to avoid the walls.
Absolutely. I think it's a very good thing to have an open qualifying format in on this track, so you have more time to put down your laps instead of the limit of like 2 fast laps. You really need all the practice you can get as well. I hope that the drivers are fully prepared. We have 19 drivers on the grid tonight, although I only see 18 on the screen. Lucas Romano hasn't showed up on track yet. I'm not sure if he will make it to the race, or maybe just want to start from the back and do like an extreme overtake race. We'll see. But there is a little over 6 minutes left in the qualifying session, so that's maybe a good time to have a look at the championship standings.
I think that's a
Let's
perfect timing, Jean, so
let's
go ahead.
see. We have both driver and team championships, but let's start with the driver championship. It's Olivier Bultink absolutely dominating the league so far, won all 4 rounds until now, and will definitely want to make it a 5th and a 6th one in the final race. Maarten Dijk is in a solid 2nd position with 92 points, followed by Glenn Grondelaars in 3rd position, but 3rd position is really a position that there will be a lot of battles for. Just like Jens Goossens, who's just 8 points down, Jeremy de Boer, who's 10 points down, and even Dries Moujdi, who is 18 points down. There's still more than enough races and opportunities to take back the maximum amount of points. Robroek in P7 showed some very strong pace as well in this league, but didn't have the best of luck in all of the races. Shares 7th position with Jesse Hendricks. Kimbe had P9 and Wout Goossens P10. P11 is Gilles Philippaerts with 37 points, and also very close battle with Guus Franken in 12, Navarro de Bover in 13, and also Dirk Bouts in 14. Kurt van Hoenacker 27 points in 15th position, followed by Hendrik de Graaf and Lucas Romano with 25 points. Lucas Romano, by the way, he had 2nd position in the previous round, but he started off from 0 because he wanted to change cars to a Porsche. Bart Schollaert in P18 with 24 points, P19 Tim de Hond, Dieter Aerts P20, so still lots of opportunities for all drivers present to gain some positions in the standings. 21 is James Slaat, followed by Jurgen Knokkaert, Diede de Vlaming, Stef Delnos, and 25th is Bram van Uitvend and Peter Goossens. All other drivers still yet to score some points. So, Ronald, why don't you take us through the team championships?
In the team championships, we need to scroll up a little bit more because we are looking at P7.
Absolutely.
Yes, so Sim District by Vibe Esport is leading the championship in the team standings, followed closely by not closely, although the text is close, but the points are not that close. It's Flemish SimSports Red in P2, Dynamixx Racing Pink P3. Then we have Vortex 1, followed by Digitrax Sim Racing Team in P6, Flemish SimSports Yellow. SimPoint is in P7, and then P8, Flemish SimSports White. Vortex 2 just before Vortex 3 in P10, and Vortex 2, that's of course P9. And I don't know if we have any other teams left to show, but I think that's...
Yes, we have.
Oh, we have a lot more. So, indeed, in P11, another Vortex team, Vortex 4. In P12, we have Braap. In P13, Dynamixx Red. LMD Racing in 14 and 15, Dynamixx Orange. Rock Racing is P16.
Alrighty then, let's have a look at the qualifying. It's currently Olivier Bulting, championship leader, who's in pole position, 4/10 faster than Jeremy de Boever in P2, and almost a second faster than Jens Scholtes in P3. So very, very fast times. Also, Dieder de Vlaming very close to the third position, only 100 apart. Let's see who else is on track. Here's Glenn Grondelaars, currently 5th in the qualifying results.
Yeah, and also last race we saw a strong performance by Jeremy de Boever, and he's looking to repeat that as we check the standings in the qualifying session where he is at P2 indeed. So yeah, looking forward to the race as well.
Aha, there is a sudden Lucas Romano appearing on the track. Still yet to set down the time, so we'll have to make it fast. Although I did hear him touching the wall, so I hope it's his out lap now. Because if it's a timed lap and you touch the wall, then it will not be valid, unfortunately, in iRacing.
No, maybe just scraping off a little bit of paint to get this car a bit lighter, as they do in Formula 1, where they have, I don't think this season, but last season, wasn't it McLaren or something, who changed the paint because the paint was too heavy?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. There was a team.
Yeah.
I don't really recall. Maybe some of the viewers do recall of the team, so feel free to enlighten us.
Yeah.
1 minute left in qualifying, so I think he'll get to put one more lap down, being this one. So let's see if he can put down something. No time set as of now. Aggressive on the curves.
Yeah.
The sound of hitting a curb that fast sometimes sounds like you hit a wall in iRacing. It's very confusing as a viewer.
Yeah.
As a driver, it's pretty obvious, but if you just watch it and hear it, then it's not easy.
Yeah, he's got one chance to put down a lap, so it has to be a good one, this one.
I'm very curious about the first few laps in the final corner or second to last corner. This one.
Yeah,
it's going to be tight.
Yeah, currently we also have Glenn Grondelaars at P3. Dieder de Vlaming, also strong qualifying, it looks to me, P4 before Jens
Absolutely.
Scholtes.
And Lucas sets down the time that's good for P6, 1 minute 18.7. Very close times all throughout the qualifying session.
Yeah, only Olivier Bulting is below the 1.18. Everybody else is above.
So that's everyone getting out of the car. As soon as he gets out, we can show everyone the results of the session, and then we can go to the grid. But he does have to get out of the car though. Can someone tell Navarro to get out of the car?
Yeah.
All right, session is going to finish very soon now, and that means that we can show the results. Of course, we do know already that it's going to be a championship leader Olivier Bultink in the on the front row next to Jeremy de Boer. Jesus, it's taking a long time tonight. I see Olivier Bulting in chat commenting between qualifying and race session that a single file in hairpin is the smartest option. Yeah, I can agree probably. But let's see if everyone has the right amount of patience. There we have the results.
Yeah, it took some time before the drivers could go to the grid as well. So that's happening right now. So that gives us a little bit of time to show you the results of qualifying. Like Jean said, Olivier Bulting leading the way, pole position for him, followed by Jeremy de Boer, Glenn Grondelaars, Dieder de Vlaming, Jens Gosses, Lucas Romano, who we saw do a quick lap at the end of the session, followed by Kurt van Hoenacker in P7, P8, Maarten Dekes, P9, Guus Franke, Maxime Robroek is rounding out the top 10. And then in P11 we have Dries Moesdi, followed closely by Jesse Hendricks, Gilles Philippaerts, Dirk Bouts, Kim Beheid, Navarro de Boer, James Slaat, Dieter Aerts and Jurgen Knokkaert in P19. So a nice field to get racing.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm very much looking forward to this one. So we have a 1 hour, 15-minute race, a rolling start, 19 drivers on the grid. That's two more than last time. So it's always good to have a few extra drivers, especially on a track like this, because I have a small feeling that I don't want to jinx it, but there's going to be some things happening. And if something happens on a track like this, I mean, think about Macau. It's always it's always something, you know.
Yeah, and you have to keep your focus up because, like said before, there's really not much room to go off track. So if you make a mistake, if you lose your concentration just for the shortest amount of time, it can end in a crash into the wall. And also, especially at the first laps, it can be tricky if somebody hits a wall, goes into a spin. That can take out other cars as well because the car just stays on the track a little bit like a bouncing ball. So we hope to have a clean start. So far in this championship we have always had a fairly clean starts, I believe. Not much happening at the first corner, so that's already promising.
Absolutely. So it's Olivier Bulting deciding when this race will start. So we're waiting for a signal. As soon as the purple Porsche disappears, that's when the race is starting. So he's taking his time, moving up to the final corner here. That's where they would want a single file, ideally.
Yeah, he's
Let's see.
going.
Oh yeah, and that's he makes, of course, a big advantage, leaving right behind the final corner. Lots of crashes coming in, but I think that's a mistake. Oh, it is
It's
a bit
just
of a pile up indeed, just a little bit.
yeah, everybody was just waiting, and because the speed was so slow, iRacing registered it as crashes, but nothing really going on there. Just people waiting their turn to make the turn. And away we are for 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Absolutely. Now it's all about just getting into your own pace, not making any mistakes, because of course there's a 15-point incident limit. As soon as you have 15 incident points, then you have to make a drive-through penalty, and every 5 incident points after that as well. So that's going to be very challenging on a track like this tonight. Olivier Bulting making his way to the end of the first lap of the race through the hairpin. Jeremy de Boever keeping up very well.
Was some cars are really lighting up the rears. You can see the smoke coming off the rear tires when they accelerate. Yeah, that's also something to keep in mind. The track is not that long. I believe we have like 1 minute. What will be the first? Yeah, 1 minute 20. That's not so very long for a lap. So that also adds to the amount of focus that is needed. It feels tiny. It feels yeah, maybe even
it's tiny, but it's so hard to overtake here.
Yeah, it can feel a little bit claustrophobic. Although,
especially with these GT cars, they are so wide nowadays.
You do have some lanes, like here, the some straights are quite wide, but you really have to be next or very close to the car in front, even to try to make an overtake.
Oh, it looks like Martin Dekes is having a run on Kurt van Hoenacker. He's fully besides right now, I think, but he's going to be on the outside. Can he make his way into break? Yes, he does. Very well done. It's a very hard track to overtake, just like we said, but Martin Dekes proves that he's able to do it, and it's a very good one as well, because now he has free air, so he can really show his pace right now and try to drive away from the pack and try to catch up with Lucas Romano, who is currently still in 6th. Didn't suffer that much from the pileup we saw in the at the end of the outlap, actually.
Yeah, Lucas is one of the drivers who is still searching for a very strong result. We have seen him up with the leaders a few times, but always there was always something happening. Something went wrong. I can't remember what exactly just happened. It just feels like he ran out of luck every race at some point. So he's probably trying to get a good result in this lap, this round.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone's going to be looking for a good result, but it will not be easy tonight.
No. Same goes for Jens Goossens as well. We have seen some strong performance as well, but yeah, never getting into the end of the race really, or get a result at the end of the race. But he's definitely on pace also with the top runners.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we saw the championship standings earlier on, and there's really lots of positions to be gained by most of the drivers. So lots of close battle in the standings as well, both in the driver and team championships.
Yeah. So that means that Jeremy de Boever and Glenn Grondelaars need to perform tonight, because those two are relatively close to each other in the standings as well. And yeah, Jens needs to try to find a way past Didier de Vlaming to keep his chances on a podium open.
Yes, indeed. Let's go and have a look at the boys. Here's the blue Audi from Glenn Grondelaars driving for Digitrack Sim Racing Team, followed by the pink Porsche of Didier de Vlaming. But as you see, indeed, they are very close to each other. Also, Jens Goossens in the purple Porsche from his teammates with Olivier Bulting, so they are doing very strong in the team championships as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's really possible to, well, I don't know from the top of my head, but I think it's going to be very hard to push the team of Olivier and Jens off the top of the standings in the team standings. Because yeah, Olivier is also winning all the races so far, so good team points as well.
I think there has been a crash with Jurgen Knockaert. I'm looking at it in the timing. Maybe it's a good time to have a quick look at it.
Oh, it's still from
Oh,
the beginning. Yeah,
that's still from the beginning, indeed.
which is
It
quite
looked like it
strange.
was later.
Yeah, because the timing is showing lap 4 actually. So
He was really just waiting
yeah,
patiently.
patiently. So maybe the timing is still working its way up to the current time. That's for some reason, because indeed the crash was noted. So now we have other crashes coming in.
Do we?
Yes, at least
It
I
takes a while
have.
for me.
At least I have. So, nevertheless, could be something like in Zolder.
Yeah.
When somebody goes into pit lane, it's also registered as a crash
Oh,
for
that's
some
so
reason.
horrible when you're doing a
Yeah,
24-hour race and
yeah,
crew chief is constantly shouting
yes,
the leader crashed in turn one.
indeed. Well, it keeps you awake at least. So
Yeah, but every time you hope for the best,
yeah,
but then he didn't crash.
no, yeah,
Poor Porsches and
you
Audis
could hear the
and
suspension
BMWs.
crack on the
Suspension is really
yeah.
suffering. I wonder how it would be to race on iRacing in the rain on this circuit at Long Beach. Should be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, so far everybody taking it easy. Not easy because they're going probably at full speed, but behaving well. No issues at the start. Apart from that, yeah, some people had to wait, but they did patiently. So a clean start, a clean race so far. I think everybody is indeed trying to get into a rhythm, trying to learn the moves of the car in front and to see where there are possibilities to overtake. Oh, that's a tap.
Oof.
Couldn't quite see it completely from this camera angle we had, but it looks like the Porsche slowed down a bit more. Maxime was very close to it, and yeah, maybe
I don't see anything coming up in the
no,
lifetime or
no,
replay.
they kept their pace more or
Oh.
less. But it looks to me, like I said, we only have one camera angle. It looks to me like the Porsche hit the curb a bit too hard, slowed down, and then Maxime was already very close. And then, yeah, probably wasn't able to stop the car even more. But I'm guessing the stewards will have a look at that probably as well. And they have more camera angles than we. Although we also have the same camera angles, but it would be a crazy broadcast if we would change cameras all the time and rewind to investigate certain incidents. That's not our job. We just need to commentate and have a look at the race. Enjoy the race as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah.
So it has been a pretty exciting championship. Lots of cars registered. Especially the first round at Daytona was super exciting. Daytona is always an exciting track for GT cars, in my opinion,
Yeah.
with the slipstream. And yeah, looking at the championship standings, it's there's a lot that will be decided in the final round, which will be at the beginning of April. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, there were a bit more cars at the start in Daytona, as you said, but we do have a bunch of diehard racers who show up every race, and that's why it has been entertaining up until now, and it still is. And I'm quite sure that the last round will also be an entertaining round. For some reason, I do think that indeed Jurgen Knockert did had some issues because he's showing now as, for a moment he was showing as a lap down. But I think that's just the timing that's doing crazy stuff because it's maybe a short track, and
Yeah,
although
I think he's fine.
the gap is about
Yeah,
12
maybe
seconds, so
something
yeah,
happened.
maybe just
I see that Gilles Philippe has passed Navarro de Boever, so maybe let's have a look at that replay.
yeah,
Oh, on the
in the
inside of P1.
insides.
Nice. Smoothly done. That's a good section to overtake because after that it's pretty hard in the first sector. Gols is in the chase behind the Vlaming. Still hasn't. He's not holding back. He's really going for it.
Yeah, and also the gap between the Boever and Gromlars more or less stays the same. It's about 2 seconds, and it has been that from the start of the race.
Another close battle. Gilles Philippaerts leading the pack with Navarro de Boever, Kim Behet, Dieter Aerts. Oh, and James Slaats in the pink Porsche as well.
Yeah, it's
them.
a mix of Vortex and Flemish Sim Sports.
I think this battle is going to last for a while as well. Well, 10 laps into the race now.
Yeah, well,
So indeed, with 1 minute 20-second laps, it's going to be a lot of laps for these drivers
yeah,
in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Of course, there is a small interruption. There is a mandatory pit stop for refueling, and I think some of them take tires as well.
yeah. I was just wondering if there were extra bonus points if you get far in a row with a team, because there are teams that are capable of doing that. At least, well, a team in the standings is only 2 cars, but it's the same family. We have a lot of Vortex cars, lots of Flemish Sim Sports cars as well. So they could try to play 4 in a row.
Yes, indeed.
If
But I
you,
don't think they get any points for that.
oh, too bad.
Unless it's P1, P2, P3, P4.
Yeah. I haven't driven the track myself, actually. This one.
No?
No. So
It's a pain in the ass.
okay. And tires. Because, like you
I
said, maybe some
think
will
I
take tires,
recall.
but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it depends on the temperature.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at the weather. I think no, temperature is pretty fine.
Yeah.
There were some complaints I think in the Discord chat because temperatures were in the first sessions way too high.
Yeah.
And it was infeasible. So I think that's why they lowered the track temps a little bit, just to make it bearable. Because yeah, it's more fun to get 19 cars to the finish than 5 cars.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's quite ideal conditions for racing at Long Beach. It is a track where it's usually pretty hot,
It
though.
can get hot there, yeah, and especially in the city, because you can see a lot of high buildings, so the heat is not really evaporating; it's staying there. It's like it's heating up all the stone, all the bricks, all the concrete is heating up during the day, and it remains quite hot. I've never been there, but I can imagine it usually is like that in the city. Maybe if there's a breeze, that will help as well.
Maxime Robroek is putting a lot of pressure on Kurt van Hoenacker. Gained 2 tenths in the previous sector, so that's why I switched to him. It looked like he would have a run on Kurt van Hoenacker, but he had a poor exit with some wheel spin in the final corner. and that blew away his advantage, and now he has to start all over again. And don't forget that Dries Mujdi is also right behind him.
Yeah, and Dries is probably not going to wait. If he sees the opportunity, he's going to seize the
Oh
opportunity for
yes, most
sure.
definitely.
Because he is a racer as well.
Yeah.
Not leaving anything on the table if possible. Yeah, I was wondering, would this be... would it be a good idea to play with like traction control and brake balance on this track? Because you can do that in the GT3, I believe.
Yeah, you can, I think.
Yeah.
I'm probably not good enough to do that, but
Me neither, but yes.
maybe some of the aliens
Yeah.
do it too. I
Yeah.
mean, in Formula One, they do it as well
Yeah.
for almost each corner, you know. Oof, I think maybe he can do something here. He's going on the
It's on
inside
the
in the braking zone.
brakes. But Van Hoenacker is not really
Yeah,
giving in and keeping the inside now.
yeah, very well defense.
Yeah. He can put his car back in front.
Now it's Robert who has to focus on the exit, not too much wheel spin. Oh,
Ooh.
gets very close to Van Hoenacker. Choosing a little bit of a different line there. Still close, but I think Van Hoenekker's exit is pretty good there. Now he's enjoying the slipstream, so you see the time trickling down. 0.3 of a second now, it is still too far to make a move. He's going to wait for another lap. Try to gain as big as an advantage as possible. Stay as close to him as he can. But he really has to nail the exit in the final corner. It's never going to happen otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite close. Maybe too close for comfort. You see Maxi Robert flashing his headlights. In the meanwhile, it's a perfect opportunity for Dries Mujdi
Yeah.
to join them, put some pressure on Maxim, maybe do a mistake, and that could be a free position if he plays it well.
Also, Dries Musi is showing his disco lights. Yeah, I think they feel like they are faster than Kurt, who is leading at the moment. Is leading this pack, but yeah, so far he's defending very good. So, and he has all the right to do so.
And every time his exit is
He's
so good
pulling
at the
away
final
all the
corner.
time. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
it's really good on the exit.
He always gains like at least 0.3 just on the exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to go on for quite a while. Gilles Philipparts entered pit lane. Let's see what happened. There his car looks okay, I think.
Yeah, it
Maybe
could
it's
go.
already a drive-through because
No, I think just an early pit stop.
he's stopping. Yeah, that's possible, but it's very early, right?
But it's doable. I think the pit window is just about open actually.
Yeah, but then you took maybe too little fuel in the beginning.
Yeah,
Now you have to
maybe
take a
didn't
full
switch.
tank. It's going to cost you a lot of time.
Yeah, and it's also on a on a shorter track like this with shorter lap times. It can be tricky because you can get into traffic also very quickly. It's not like you have a lot of laps on your own, I think. But it could be a strategic call.
There is another pack
Yep.
forming here behind Navarro de Boer, the red Porsche. It's Kim Behead following in the Ferrari, then Dieter Aerts, James Slats, and no, James Slats indeed in the pink Porsche. So another 5-car battle. Kim Behead now really close. Maybe he's going to make a move on the inside. He's going to wait. No, he's going to wait. But don't be too patient, Kim, because you've got enemies behind you. I mean, enemies, not really. But he's a teammate, but in a different team, so they're still wanting to score their own points. Kim Behead's driving for Flemish Sports Yellow and Dieter Aerts for Flemish Sports White.
Yeah, they definitely have a tango on their 6 or a bogey on their 6. I don't know how they call it exactly in movies like Top Gun and stuff like that, but yeah.
No
And they are
clue.
also behind enemy lines, actually, because they're behind the Vortex car as well. So they're fully in the battlefield.
This feels personal. Kimber Head's showing himself on the inside.
Yeah,
Not an ideal line, but still wanted to try to put the Boover off pace.
yeah, trying to spook him a little bit.
Good exit from Kimber Head, it seems. He's already gaining 2/10, so this might be the move at the end of the straight here. He can't do it too early either, but I think now is the time to go on the inside. Yep, he does. Fully besides each other. Oh, no! He is
Not,
late in the brakes.
not late enough.
Too early on the brakes, I meant. He's staying close, though, so the battle is definitely not over. Wrong driving from the Boover as well. It's not
Yeah.
easy to be put under pressure by
No.
3 cars in your mirrors. Oh, I see that Hughes Franken just got past Dries Mujdi, so I'm not sure what happened to Dries Mujdi. I already saw him drop down. Oh, he seems a little bit upset. Maybe he touched the wall or something.
Oh yeah, that car is.
His car.
Oh
his
yeah,
car,
that's broken.
the rear left is messed up,
Yes.
maybe, or is it the front right? I'm not sure.
Looks like I think the rear on the left side
I
had some
think.
issues.
Oh. That looked very close here in the hairpin as well. Let's have a look at the replay in the meanwhile. Oh no, that's not the. That's just something iRacing registered. I thought I would be able to see a crash, but unfortunately it didn't come in.
Whoa. That's another close call.
And the battle continues. Gilles Philipparts is still in the pit lane, so
That's probably
he
his
might have
race
thrown
done.
the towel into the ring.
Yes.
Nice run from Kimber Head. Really in the slipstream now. Less than a tenth is the gap, so that means that he's fully besides almost. Yep, he's going on the outside. Ooh, too far into the road. That's probably a big off track from Dieter Aerts there with 4 wheels over the curbs. I'm not sure if that's allowed. I think I might have another replay to look at. It's where. Oh yeah, that's what happened to Dries Mujdi.
Yeah, and the car.
Oh, you can see him crabbing.
Another attack by Kim, it looks to me. And this time he's going to keep it in front. Yeah. I wanted to say that it's the third time. How is it called? 3 times is a charm or something like that.
3 times a charm.
Yeah, the second time was already closer, and now he's getting away with it, doing the overtake.
Ooh, with a little bit of a wiggle there. Also, Maxime Robroek is getting really close to Van Hoenen. He's tried some moves before, but couldn't really make it due to the last corner. But maybe he has to do it before. Gets besides, but he's in the outside here. That's not the best of lines you can take around there. Yeah, now he has to focus on the exit here. Let's see if he can. Oh, that's a very close one. Almost thought he was going to drive straight into Van Hoenekker's doors. It looks like he has 20 horsepower more in this Audi.
Yeah, it's just driving away.
Amazing.
Yeah, because of the pit stops, you do have maybe a bit of room to play, take less fuel, and go into pit lane somewhere in the middle of the race, while everybody else is probably trying to go as long as possible. Could be an explanation. Maybe he's just carrying less fuel at the moment.
Yeah, possibly, but I'm not sure.
Or the Audi is just good on corner exit.
Yeah, I really don't know. I haven't driven the Audi yet. I like the BMW though, but still, Porsche is more in my heart than a BMW. Maybe because a BMW is more affordable than a Porsche. I'm not sure. Diede de Vlaming catching up to Glenn Grondelaars still. It's been some ups and downs, but now he's definitely up. This chase has also been going on for quite a while. I'm not sure if Dida will be staying patient or he will make the move or try to make a move. Well, as soon as Grondelaars makes de Vlaming makes a mistake, Grondelaars makes a mistake, that's when de Vlaming will take the benefits of it, and he will not hesitate a second.
Yeah, it could be interesting to follow these guys just a little bit more to see how this Audi is performing coming out of the slower corner. Because I was thinking, yeah, maybe because I haven't driven the Audi a lot, but I think it's also easy to over rotate this car, and I think it's just maybe the turning circle is just a little bit smaller than the other cars. I'm not sure, just guessing here, and that's why because the other cars go over the curb as well before they turn into this hairpin, and the Audi doesn't need to do that. It just can make the turn without doing that. So maybe that's also that could be an explanation as well why he is easy or gets better out of that slow corner.
Yeah, there could be something in what you're saying, indeed. Maybe it's just better for turning there. Oh, that's a bad line from the booth. And that could maybe cost him something at the end of the straight. Maybe 1, maybe 2 positions. But if he defends it well, he might be able to keep it. Now you already see Dieter Aerts in the BMW going for the inside of T1, and that's how you get the move done. There's nothing to do about it. You cannot go side by side because that's how you end up in the wall, and now you have to make sure that you don't lose another position. So 1 position lost, unfortunately, but he's still 1 up since the start of the race, so... Oh, that sounded a bit like a wall scrape.
Indeed. And then Navarro was again very close to the wall. And you can hear the suspension squeal.
It's so distracting as a commentator.
Oh, that's a big hit.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Not sure how that happened. Maybe he took the curve a bit too much.
Yeah, and I think he hit the wall on the inside already, and then just bounced off the wall into the wall on the other side of the road, and then the car flipped over. So
let's have a look at it from another angle.
Yeah, he scraped the wall already there, and then he tapped the wall on the inside.
Oh yeah, he tapped the wall on the inside, indeed.
Yeah.
Hopefully not too much damage for, I think it was James Slaat, indeed, in a pink-yellow Porsche.
He could... maybe a little bit frustrated by losing a position, or just a big fan of Lance Stroll. That's possible as well.
maybe Aerts caught him off guard and put him off. Wow. I wasn't expecting the car to go flying. But fortunately, we can say in sim racing commentating that all drivers are okay.
Yeah, nobody got hurt.
We don't have to wait for any medical. I mean, you can still get hurt on a.
You could see again the Audi didn't even have to go on the curb, and while the BMW needs to use all the room that's there. So could be that it's just better in the corner, especially in that slow corner, and then it's easier to go.
There's only 1 other Audi driving in the pack, and that's Glenn Grondelaars. So the top 6 is filled with Porsche and 1 Audi. And that might also be indeed because of the turning circle. Not sure how you translate it, but in Dutch it's draaicirkel.
Yeah, indeed. I just call it the same. So I guess everybody who's listening
The
more
the
or less
radius
can
maybe.
think, can imagine something if we say stuff like that. Well, it's just an assumption. I'm not sure. I haven't driven the Audi in a long time, so but it just looks to me
No,
that it's
definitely could be definitely, yeah.
a bit tighter on
And
the turns. Again, because he doesn't go on the curb on the outside, and he easily hits the apex on the inside. So yeah, it looks like the turn in of the Audi is quite on point.
yes, indeed. And I must say, all cars look pretty stable on the track to me. They're not
Sliding a
sliding
lot. Yeah.
around too much. Might be because of the ideal track conditions that they are driving in today. Who knows? Maybe there's a surprise rain incoming. You never know.
That was close to the wall.
Yes, indeed.
And that was because he hit the curb a bit too hard, I think, and then the car drifted out a little bit more than expected. And now we do see some sliding. Not a lot, but yeah, the Audi is getting tail happy.
Jeremy de Boever is going to score some big points for Vortex 1 if he keeps on driving like this in a second position. 13 seconds behind Bilting, but a solid 2 seconds in front of Len Grondelaars in P3. So
Yeah, you have to be honest. I mean, it's and I don't think he's up to just yet to win before Olivier. I think Olivier is probably indeed, yeah, not probably, he is just the strongest driver in the pack. It's showing in the results as well. But Jeremy definitely improving throughout the season, and yeah, he's getting away from Glenn Gronlaars. Also because Glenn probably needs to defend. So the next couple of laps are definitely going to be important for Jeremy. He has to do fast and clean laps to get a gap as big as possible before
yeah,
we head
absolutely.
into before we head
Well,
into
while
pit
you were
lane.
talking, I saw Kim Behet drop down
Yeah,
the grid. He dropped 2 positions, and it's due to a crash. So let's have a look at what happened here. He's driving on the straight. Oh, okay.
just
Oh,
yeah,
must have jinxed it.
yeah. Stay
So
out of the
it
wall, out of
seems
the
that
wall.
made.
Ooh, just a little kiss on the wall. I was about to say he's a big fan of Daniel Ricciardo, but I don't think that one hit the wall when he spun. So,
Yeah.
and it was just a little kiss, so nothing too bad. But indeed, losing positions.
Losing positions indeed. He was driving a very strong race. He was close to getting closer to Dirk Bouts as well. But now that's all thrown away and he has to start over again. Navarro de Boever in pit lane as
Yeah,
well still.
that's probably also
Yep. Oh yeah, right. No fast repairs,
yeah.
I think. So yep, he'll have to wait this one out.
He can be a spotter in the meantime for one of the other Vortex cars if he wants. He probably has some time before that car is fixed because it was a big hit.
Yeah, it was a very big hit indeed. I'm not sure if he's still going to be driving. He might be to score just a little points because even in P19 you still get 2 points. So P17 would be good for 4 points if he really wants them. But it's going to take quite some repair time.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. There is another battle coming up because now it's not only Van Hoenacker and Robroek, Jesse Hendricks that's getting really close to Robroek.
Yeah.
So This is going to be exciting, and again, you saw them being so close
Yeah.
in the hairpin, and now it's Van Hoenacker more than away from Robook, even after the slipstream effect. Oof. I'm
Yeah.
happy they're not driving my car because if that would be my car in real life, I would kick their ass for just beating the shit out of it.
I was about to say, I think you can even like make a techno mix just about all the squealing suspensions.
If you have the time, you should make an edit, but I doubt it.
Yeah. No.
You have to drive the MX-5 Cup
Yeah.
tomorrow, so
Tomorrow. Yeah, you can see the Audi also just it almost looks like you can make a 90-degree square. It just turns from the corner and then he can pull away. The car is so straight, so fast, and that's why he can go. He can pull away all the time. While the BMW just needs to rotate a little bit more. I think on some tracks it can be a curse the way the Audi drives, but on this track definitely it's looking good. And Kurt van Hoenacker using that to his advantage completely.
absolutely. Both Porsche and Audi have been pretty strong in terms of pace on the previous tracks, but now it looks to be in favor of Audi as well. But it's difficult to tell because there's just so many Porsches.
Yeah.
There is 12 Porsches on the grid tonight out of 19
Let's
cars.
have a
So
look again here. Just whoop, it's straight.
yeah,
Yeah, it was less
there,
pronounced than the lap before, but still.
indeed, but still, there is almost a full car width of space left. He could take the turn even easier, I think. In the meanwhile, I saw that Dries Mujdi joined back on track after he had a crash into the tire wall. He went to the pit lane and is now back on track, but Kurt van Hoenacker reported a crash in the live timing. So let's have a look at that replay.
But that's the Audi. Ah, you mean Jurgen? Okay. Ooh, that's a bit strange.
Not sure what happened there. I think he wanted to let pass
Yeah,
traffic.
probably.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he really stopped?
Yeah, he's really waiting.
Okay, he really just wanted to let the boys go.
Yeah.
He's just driving for fun now, I think. Back to the battle for P8. Kurt van Hoenacker leading Robroek and Hendricks around Long Beach in, is it Florida? Long Beach?
Oh, I'm really
it-
bad at stuff like that. I'm sorry,
Let me
but
see.
Oh, and pit stop for Maxime.
Indeed, Robroek coming into pit lane.
He probably had enough of looking at the rear of the Audi. Oh, that was close to the wall as well.
It's in California.
Oh, so that's the
Long Beach.
the other
circuit.
side. Yeah. Okay.
It's in Long Beach, of course, since it's a street circuit. Oh, that's a spin from... Oh, I thought it was Dirk Buys, but it is a Dynamixx Porsche. It's a Dries Mujdi.
Yeah. Maybe the car isn't fully repaired.
It doesn't look like it. Let's have a look how it happened. Okay.
I think just on the braking, yeah,
Oh,
before the corner, he loses it already.
just misses the wall.
Yeah.
No, and that one as well.
Yeah, I think he's probably still struggling.
Yeah, he must be.
Due to the damage that was already on the car.
Yes, Hendricks going into pit lane as well. Guus Franke and Van Hoenecker staying out of track, out on track. Maarten Dekens in P7, driving a little bit by himself right now. Behind Romano in P6. But the battle for P3 still goes on, and it's going to go on for the rest of the race, I think, or at least until the pit stops, because that's maybe when we will see some changes. Maxime Robroek is back out and has a clear track, so he probably wanted to make use of that and get into his rhythm, because his rhythm has proven to be very fast.
Yeah, he really needs to push now because that's one of the chances he has to overtake Van Hoenecker is just push as hard as he can and hope for a slow pit stop. He still is in front of Jesse Hendricks because we saw him coming out of pit lane as well.
Yes, indeed. So the gap between Hendricks and Robroek is 4 seconds. So that's a pretty good pit stop from Robroek, I think.
Yeah.
Or a slow one from Hendricks, maybe. It's still hard to compare now.
Yeah, he gained about 3 seconds, I guess, something like that, because they were much closer than before they went into pit lane. So I think he gained about 3 seconds with that pit stop. Yeah, and this is something you don't see very well, but in the previous shot you could also see there are some elevation changes as well.
Yes, indeed. It's near a beach, so it's not like it's a mountain circuit, but it's not fully flat.
No.
We're looking at Jesse Hendricks, who just made a pit stop. He's being followed by P2 Jeremy de Bouvreau. And did he go back into the
Yeah.
pits? He went back into pit lane.
Yeah. Is
Just
he
as
going to
the
stop?
Bouvreau started flashing his lights, he decided to drive into pit lane. Maybe it's a drive-through
Yeah.
penalty. No, he's stopping.
Oh.
He's stopping. Maybe he forgot something, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and he's now leaving his box again, I think.
Yes, he is.
Not sure why he went into pit lane again. And that looked like a little bit of a wall scrape by Dieder de Vlaming.
They must have a good carrossier, huh?
Yes.
It's been quite calm in the chat tonight. People are too focused
Practicing.
on the battle we're witnessing for P3 and all other battles throughout the pack as well. It's been quite entertaining so far. I don't think we've had any moments without anything to...
Yeah, not a lot of overtaking, but definitely close racing, and you can see people searching to find a gap, to create a gap, to put pressure on the driver in front. Some succeeded, but it's not an easy task on this track to overtake. Again, we could hear the suspension.
This is too much for me. It pains me.
Yeah.
So Jesse Hendricks with the double pit stop strategy. We haven't seen this before, I think, unless
No.
there was a crash. So I'm not sure because it felt to me like he did just a regular pit stop the first
Yeah.
time,
Yeah, at the timing, it looked like a regular
and the
pit stop.
second time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, second time as well, but a little bit shorter, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he didn't fuel enough, or maybe only 2 tires were changed. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to discover after the race.
Yeah, at a certain point, the monkey will come out of the sleeve.
There we go.
No, no.
Oh my god. The gap between De Boer and
Grondelaars, yeah.
Grondelaars has narrowed down to 1.7
Indeed.
seconds. So
This is
I'm
where you
not
can
sure
see
if De Boer is losing pace or Grondelaars and the others are finding the pace. I think it's De Boer losing a little bit of the pace because now the gap to Biltink is more than 20.
yeah, although they
Bilt,
did the same lap time the lap before, actually. So
Yeah, indeed. The fastest lap time is, of course, for Biltink.
yeah,
There's no point for that, unfortunately, but it's half a second faster than the second fastest. But
yeah.
that's from Jeremy De Boer, so
Also,
that proves how big the difference is.
yeah, and we see Jens Gols is going into pit lane.
Yes, so he's leaving the battle for P3, going to make a pit stop, maybe trying to get some clean air afterwards. Romano
That
staying on the
looked
track.
like very close, or at least a little bit of paint on the wall.
That's something you can't really see in iRacing, unfortunately.
Not all the time, no.
Jens Scholz is going to leave pit lane. Let's have a look where he will end up. If he has some clean air, this will be a big advantage for him. Oh, there is another driver coming up. That's BMW. Is it Dieter Aerts? I think it's Dieter Aerts, yeah.
But he got away. So I think he has a bit of clear track in front of him now. So important moment for Jens to get in some decent laps as fast as possible. And then we need to wait and have a look at the others when they come in, especially for the battle between Van Hoenacker and Maxime. It was.
Yeah, indeed. Van Hoenacker was leading, and then it was Robroek and Hendricks following. But Hendricks is out of the battle since he had made a second pit stop. Kurt Van Hoenacker still didn't make a pit stop yet, so that's why he's currently in P7 and Robroek is in P14. But Robroek had some clean air. He still has some clean air, so that might mean that maybe he made some very fast lap times.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. If we check the lap time,
he did gain 3/10 in the previous lap, so. Team ahead coming into pit lane as well.
Looks to me like Lucas Romano is also gaining on Dieder de Vlaming.
Yes, indeed. I mean, not in the previous lap.
We have the leader into pit lane.
Yes, and the car is up. That means that the tires are being changed. This means that De Boer is in the lead now, virtually. And the gap between Grondelaars and Vlaming is still very narrow. Oh, and that's a sprint. That's De Boer.
Oh,
that's De Boer having a sprint. I thought I heard something. Oh,
he has to turn off traction control. Try to.
Yeah, that's why you have to map a button to traction control. Indeed, that could save you a couple of very valuable seconds.
Yeah.
so Romano in P3 now. P4 virtually, let's say then, if we count the pit stop from Bultink. Dekes is also pit lane, car back on the ground, so he's going to join the others back on track.
Yeah, if we can find a moment where Jeremy had some issues, that would be a good thing.
Let's see.
Maybe he hit a wall somewhere on the inside, or just on the brake. That's just on the braking, yeah. Then a little bit of
Very
curb.
unfortunate. Good reaction from Grandelaars.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wanted to skip the wall bump. I couldn't see. James Slot has caught up with Arts. Let's see if James Slot can have a good exit. Then this could mean a possible overtake. Taking a narrow line than Dieter Arts did in the final corner. I don't think he has around second of a gap.
No.
The gap at the front has got a little bit bigger in the previous sector. 1 second is a gap now, so that's getting a bit more comfortable for Grandelaars compared to the 52 minutes of the race.
Yeah, if he can keep this position, he will enforce his position in the standings as well. I'm a little bit struggling through that corner.
Yeah, they haven't made any pit stop yet, so the tires must be pretty used. And on a track like this, that's very unforgiving. It's a tricky one. And the gap is back to 0.5 seconds. That's how quick things can change up in this race. It's a super technical track, so ooh, that's not the best line from Grandelaars.
Yeah, he's going into pit lane.
Oh, and he's going into pit lane. Okay.
I just wanted to say, I think he's preparing his pit stop, actually.
Yeah, he might have been.
He was already... You could see him think about the pit stop in the corners before leading up to that final part of the track.
Lucas Romano is closing the gap indeed as well. Gained half a second in the previous lap compared to Dieter de Vlaming. There's Jeremy de Boever after making a small mistake. Still hasn't made the pit stop yet. He's staying out for at least one more lap. Bultink is already in fourth, even after his pit stop. Top 3 still has to make the pit stop. Grandelaars is going to get out of pit lane.
Yeah, so this is important, but he's gaining on the Vlaming, it looks to me. Still needs to get up to speed, but I think the gap is bigger than before the pit stop.
I must say that
Oh,
it
it's
was
not,
a very fast pit stop from Grandelaars.
Yeah, and I was... it's because of the many Vortex car, because the Vortex car we saw is not Dieter de Vlaming, of course. He's now leading the race. As we have a look
49
at...
seconds was the pit lane time from Glenn Grandelaars, so that's very fast compared to the others. Of course, he did stay out for longer, so he has to refuel less.
Yeah, but
maybe, I'm suspecting he maybe didn't change the tires. What do you think?
That's the only explanation that would make any sense actually, because I don't think you can. The pit box time was about 50% of the others, so taking 50% less
It
fuel
must have
is
been
not.
just a splash and dash.
I guess he didn't take tires.
Yeah.
I think that's the most. The more,
Oh,
yeah,
that's not the best line either for Dieter Arts, but James Slot's is coming into pit lane anyway.
yeah, and the BMW is yeah, it's looking massive, but it's also a massive boat to turn in that corner. That's for sure. The Porsches and Audis are handling that slow hairpin a little bit better than the BMWs at the moment, or at least that's how it seems to be.
Yes, indeed. It's a boat, just like you said. That's I remember with the BMW M8, the GTE car, that they used to pop up all sorts of memes of the
Yeah,
car being too
yeah,
big compared to the others.
yeah. Yeah, we still have a lot of cars that need to pit actually. So the current top three needs to come into pit lane. That's Dieter Vlaming, Lucas Romano, and Jeremy de Boer. Also, Kurt van Hoenacker needs to come into pit lane still.
Hughes Franken as well, indeed.
Yeah.
And then some others. I think it's it's quite busy here. Dirk Bouts, the black gold Porsche, still has to pit as well. Let's see what happens here.
Jens Goossens next to Bouts. Somebody has to give in a little bit. Yeah.
Yep, and that's a good overtake for position on the inside of T1, just like we've seen many times happen tonight. Number 77, that's Dries Mujdi driving very close to Dirk Bouts, not for position because Mujdi is still a couple laps down due to his touch with the tire wall earlier on in the race. But that doesn't mean he's not allowed to enjoy the battles. Uh-oh. Maarten Dekens staat stil op het circuit. Heeft zich daar... sorry. I started speaking Dutch because I heard Maxime Robroek speak on the voice chat.
Okay.
That watch out, Maarten is standing still on the track. And he was indeed.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, he's out. He's out back into pit lane.
Yeah, and he was running a little bit on his own, so I'm afraid he had a technical issue, or he made a mistake, maybe.
Yeah, I think I see a crash coming in. Let's have a quick look.
Ooh, yeah, that's the spot where we also saw. Oh, look.
Yeah,
That's
his wheels are trying to spin, but maybe his shifter broke or something. Something with the pedals, I don't know.
Oh, that's right on corner exit. That's a terrible place to be.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the technical issue for sure.
In the meanwhile, Kurt van Hoenacker went into pit lane, so this might clarify some things. He was battling earlier on with Hendricks, but Hendricks is out of the picture. But now we have to put eyes on Robroek. Robroek approaching the finish line. Let's see. I think Kurt van Hoenacker is having the advantage.
Yeah.
So he had some clean air as well. That's why Robroek pitted. then with... Oh, but the gap narrowed down indeed because he had to take a wide corner. And I must say, I think we're back to where we started.
Yeah. And also a short pit stop for Kurt van Hoenacker. So same pit box time as Glenn Grondelaars, who's also driving an Audi, by the way. So he could be on old tires, maybe.
Yeah, I think so, but because Maxime Ropek was 10 seconds longer in the pit lane than Van Hoenacker. So that does mean that Maxime Ropek had an
he's going for a
amazing...
move.
Yeah, he's going for a move on the inside indeed.
Yeah, and
He's
Kurt
making
is
it
leaving
quite
room.
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Van Hoenacker indeed, he acknowledges that he is going to be much faster on newer tires, so...
Yeah.
Indeed, he was 10 seconds... Ropek was 10 seconds longer in the pit lane. That must mean that he took tires and Van Hoenacker didn't.
Yeah. And it looks like, I think, Dieter Aerts also had a shorter stop. And now we have a lot of people into pit lane. We have Dieter de Vlaming, Lucas Romano, and Jeremy de Boever all into pit lane. So Olivier Bulting will be leading the race again. Also Jeremy de Boever coming in. So important stops going on right now. Who is leaving pit lane?
Hughes Frank coming in as well.
Yeah.
Maarten Dekens is still in the pit lane, unfortunately.
Yeah. Grondelaars is... Oh, Dieter de Vlaming is out of pit lane. Also Lucas Romano, so Grondelaars lost a little bit. Although
he's still in front of Romano, but he did lose a position to de Vlaming.
Yeah, although he had... Let's have a look at... yeah, I don't think that de Vlaming took tires either. Neither did Lucas Romano.
Yeah, if I was them, I wouldn't do it either when there's 12 minutes on the clock.
Yeah. Yeah, but if the tires drop off on this track, it can end up in the wall very quickly.
Yeah, we've seen enough contact with walls tonight, so... I mean, it was above expectations, though. I think all of the drivers have been doing very well.
Yeah.
Oh, and just when I said it, another crash reporting in SDK. Dries Mujdi having a crash, but he's just giving space.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he's got a blue flag, of course, and I think he's just...
Oh.
ending the race. But what a performance by Dieter de Vlaming. Running
Absolutely.
in P2 at the moment.
It's amazing.
Had a great qualifying already, and now he's proving he is worthy of that qualifying position, definitely, because he's running in P2.
Erik Bouts went into pit lane as well, and I think that's the last one entering pit lane.
Yeah.
And then all pit stops are finito.
And indeed, Dirk Bouts doing the fastest pit stop of them all.
Yeah, he has to take the least amount of fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, and the times between... yeah, it's hard to tell already because some of them, some of the times are still with pit lane time involved, so we have to check the next couple of laps how the paces of everybody on in front. And they are quite evenly matched at the moment. Dieter Vlaming, Glenn Grondelaars, Lucas Romano are quite close time-wise, or lap times are very close, so if they keep up this this pace, then Dieter de Vlaming is going to end in P2.
Yeah, and I think he can hold on to this. There's only less than 10 minutes left. So let's say around 7 laps, 8
Something
laps
like
maybe.
that, yeah.
If he manages to keep this pace going, then it's in the pocket. But don't forget there will be a slipstream once the other guys get closer.
Yeah, and he
Not
might
sure
get
when this
into
starts, but
might get into traffic. Because that is, I think it's
Kimber
Kimber
Head,
Head
I
probably,
think.
yeah.
Yep, it's Kimber
Although
Head
he's
indeed.
going to get a blue flag, and I guess yeah, he's on his own as well, so no point in in defending for or something. So I guess he will open the door quite quickly.
I think he will
Kurt van
indeed. But
Hoenacker passed Maxime Robroek. What happens here? A spin.
oh,
Just also technical failure or what?
must be.
Strange.
It looked like his wheel didn't turn anymore or something. It
Or
just
turned too much, maybe? Just, yeah, wouldn't turn back, indeed.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah, of course. So Kurt van Hoenacker back in front of Maxime Robroek. Then we have this battle. Between de Vlaming, Ronlaars and Romano. They all got past Kim. So I guess Kim indeed opened the door for those three. Oops,
The Maxime's crash means that Franken is getting closer
Yeah.
to Robroek, and that means that he has a P8 in his eyesight. If he manages well, then this might be another battle in the final laps of the race.
Yeah, could maybe
But
also some sort of screen freeze maybe for Maxime. That's why he maybe just kept turning to get out of the racing line, something like that maybe.
Yeah, could be. I remember someone yesterday in the F3 league.
I think
that was having a screen freeze as well. Was it him or?
Well, he had some.
I think he had some internet connection
yeah,
issues. Indeed. He might be. Maybe he was texting his girlfriend.
Yeah, get off the
turn off the Wi-Fi. Might be, anything's possible. In the meanwhile, the Vlaming made the gap to P3 even bigger, 2/10 bigger now at 1.5 seconds. The gap to Biltink is an amazing 25 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is astonishing. So he's probably going to take another win, and if he takes the win in the final round as well, that took all the points someone could have taken in this championship, which is a pretty big accomplishment, I must say.
Ronlaars is getting closer to the Vlaming.
Yeah, now indeed, the gap was 1.5 seconds when they crossed the line, and now it's 1 second less, so that means that the Vlaming probably made a mistake. Yeah,
it's the last couple of corners, Ronlaars was really closing in. So
Let's
that
go
means
for a little onboard to witness the final corner, how hard it is to turn this car in. But this is the Audi though, so it's easier. Oh, you see the Porsche struggling a little bit.
Yeah. Also, the Porsche has also some nice acceleration out of the corner.
Absolutely. You do see the slipstream effect just a little bit, but it was for a little bit less than 1/10 of a second, so not really that much.
Yeah. Dieter Vlaming lost about a second in the previous lap.
Yeah, he must have made a mistake in probably sector 1 or 2.
Yeah, it would be his first, if I'm not mistaken, his first podium finish. So, yeah, that's putting on some extra pressure probably. He can smell the podium already, and then it's easy to get distracted. Oh, somebody is just making room. And oh, that looks not like making room. That was definitely a crash.
No, I think it's just James Slots stopping on track, wasn't it?
No, but he was pointing the wrong way. There was a Porsche on the left, but also a Porsche on the right side, and that looked like it hit the wall.
Let's have another look.
So, yeah. Bam.
Oh, yes, indeed.
But, yeah.
Two and a half minutes ago, they're crossing the finish line now, so I suspect 2 more laps after this one, depending on when Building crosses the finish line.
Yeah, and also Lucas Romano is getting closer again. So we have a 3-car battle going on.
The Vlaming must be sweating right now.
Yeah.
0.7 of a second.
Yeah, but once you know, because they have done a lot of laps, and if you look at the relative, you more or less know how much margin you need to keep to be safe. It can only be like 7/10, but 7/10 is probably more than enough to be safe from an overtake. Yeah, also the Porsche is turning quite nicely actually. So I think it's mostly the BMW that is struggling in that corner.
Yes, indeed. I didn't see any flags being waved, so that means this would be the penultimate lap. We'll see when Building comes over the finish line soon, if the white flag is being shown. I don't think Building is sweating. He's driving in a pretty comfortable lead right now.
What?
What are you doing?
Just making some extra miles. Yeah, well, he does have time to
okay,
take
so now
the
you did.
Yeah.
Now we do see the white flag.
Yeah.
So this would be the final lap. The gap between the Vlaming and Grandelaars till 6/10, 5/10 almost.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he was just going wide to put in a fast lap as the last lap as well. Just
yeah, that could be. Like,
probably.
if his laps weren't fast enough yet, he's the only one driving 18, and he's doing it at a 1 minute 18.48. That's 6-7 tenths faster than the second best time. So white flag as well for the Vlaming, Grandelaars, and Romano. The time has run out on the clock. Oh, less than half a second. Let's keep an eye on these guys.
Oh, that was hard over the curve.
That was a little bit too much, I think, to cut in that corner.
Yeah. I was just about to say maybe they just settling in and okay, this is the podium, but then Glenn Gronna showing he's willing to do something extra to try, still trying to take
Building taking the win.
Yeah.
In the 5th round, so 5 consecutive 5 consecutive wins. Dieter Arts also crossing the finish line, but where is the battle? Second position. Dieter de Vlaming is still
Oh,
in
he's happy.
second, and he's taking the win. There is the flag being waved at the left of the screen. Jan Lars in 3, Lucas Romano in 4th, and there is Jens Goossens, teammate with Bultink, crossing the finish line in 5th position. Jeremy de Boever, unfortunately for his spin. Kurt van Hoenacker. Oh, Kurt van Hoenacker still in P7. Maxim Robeke is not far away though, but it's Van Hoenacker who is going to take P7 away after a long battle.
Yeah, good
Robeke in
race.
P8.
Good race
And
by
Hughes
Kurt van
Franke
Hoenacker.
for Vortex 1, crossing the line in 9th.
And then we have about everybody, I believe, because the other cars are in pit lane.
All right, that's it for tonight's race. What an exciting round it was.
Yeah,
So many exciting battles. Lots of painful noises to my ears though, with suspension scraping over the
Yeah.
curbs. But it was a very exciting one. So a big win again for Olivier Bulting with a 28-second gap to the second place. So big points for Sin District by VIB Sport tonight with a 1st and 5th position. De Vlaming in a well-deserved second position on the podium after a race-long battle with Glenn Grondelaars, who took 3rd position. Romano, who started in 6th and put down a qualifying lap in the very last second of the session, drove from P6 to P4. So Goossens, the teammates with Wiltic, in P5. Then it's Vortex 1, Gerbier de Boever in P6. He was also fighting with De Vlaming and Grondelaars. Very unfortunate spin. Van Hoeda 7 after a long battle with Robroek and yes, so Robroek taking P8. Hughes Franke 9th and Dirk Bouts P10. Dieter Aerts for Flemish Fin Sports White in 11th position in his BMW. Flemish Fin Sports Yellow, that's a Ferrari of Kim Behet, 12th position after Dieter Aerts, but in front of Jesse Hendricks for Dynamixx Racing Pink. Jurgen Knockaert in P14, then it's James Slaten P15 and some along some non-finishers, unfortunately, so no points for them. Same goes for Maarten Dekes, Dries Moujdi, Navarro de Boever en Gilles Philippard. Oh well,
yeah,
that's a good one for a Tuesday night, let's say.
yeah, it was exciting. Yeah, it was hard to overtake, so we didn't see that many overtakes. But if you can read the race and you can see the behavior of the car, and you can see people trying to do their best to create opportunities to keep the pace up within these walls. Yeah, so it was very nice to see and very close racing. I enjoyed the race very much. Nice clean start again by everybody. Everybody waiting patiently at the start. So yeah, great job by everyone.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to the last round. The last round will be on the 2nd of April, so that's in 3 weeks. And it will be at the Hockenheim ring. So the final round at Hockenheim must be quite exciting. It's a pretty good track, especially with the stadium section. It's always exciting. I mean, I like the track. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that one. Unfortunately, I won't be there. I will be in a place, but I will be replaced by our other colleague, Thomas Lasse. So you will be in good company, Ronald, I believe.
Yeah, and not only me, also everybody who is watching will be in good company when Thomas joins for the next round. Yeah, so thank you everybody for watching. Also a big thank you to all the drivers, and of course also to Dynamixx Racing Simulators for hosting the event and creating the championship. It's great to see that we have this, yeah, let's I guess we can call it more or less a Belgian GT3 championship, something like that, because apart from Hughes, I think we all have, and yeah, everybody is Belgian. So nice Benelux championship. Let's call it that way.
Let's
So
call it that way, indeed.
yeah, it's just good to see so many familiar names and everybody having a great time. So yeah, also a big thank you to Dynamixx for organizing the championship.
Absolutely. So thanks a lot, everyone. See you guys on the next one.
Yes, good evening, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.